I can't promise no distractions because this is real life. And I want you guys to learn from the fact that we're always going to have distractions. We're always going to have life happening. We're always going to have things that are coming up that cause us to take a detour. We're always going to have shit that hits the fan, death, illness, sadness, depression, anxiety. We're always going to have somebody that's going through something in our lives around us. It's just never going to stop. All right. It's never going to stop. No matter what, no matter how hard you try, those things are always going to be relevant. So I was thinking long and hard because last week I said I was going to bring another 4K and 12K every week in. But I'm going to tell you guys what, sometimes we change plans. And the reason why sometimes we change plans is because sometimes we go through things or we just have something, especially me, okay, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I have something to say tonight, and I know what I have to say is going to, I hope, inspire you guys. I hope will make you realize just what you can accomplish. And I'm going to be real and tell you that if you have team right now that is choosing to not get on Zooms and choosing to not get on lives, that's choosing not to plug into like anything, I would honestly send them a message and just be like, listen, if you're not wanting to work the business right now, that's totally cool. Just like you would send to somebody a prospect. That's totally cool. But I just need to know where I need to spend my time. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm getting really focused in on my goals. And are we doing this or not? If not, message me when you're ready. If not, you're not sending that person Zooms anymore. They're still in your chat. They're still in your team page. They're still everywhere, but you're not wasting your fucking time, okay? I'm sorry. I'm probably going to drop the F-bombs, but we need to have this talk. Because I had a message today from somebody. I'm not going to mention her name or anything like that. She's not even on my team, but she was in a push group I had previously. So she feels good about reaching out to me and asking me like, Amanda, you're working, you're in school, you know, you're running your business, you know, I'm going through this. I need to learn how to balance these things.
Watch out, Carter.
Most of you guys right now are dealing and facing with your kids heading back to school, a messed up schedule. You're trying to figure out how you're going to homeschool. You're going to figure out how you're going to even have a job. You're trying to figure out how you're going to provide an income. You're trying to figure out how, sorry guys, I'm trying to mute. If you're, Annabella, Annabelle, okay, I got you muted. It wasn't letting me mute you. So if you're trying to figure out these things, I'm going to be honest with you. You need to get a calendar, okay? You need to get a calendar and you need to write your shit down, all right? I worked last night at the hospital. I worked midnight shift. I slept 2 hours today. Nah, maybe it was like 2.5. I don't know, about 2.5 hours. And all through the night, our classes loaded today. And I was super overwhelmed. I kept on seeing all this stuff pop up. So, oh my God. How am I going to run a $2 million business a month, work at the hospital, go to school 11 hours, which is 1 hour short of full time, do a huge research class this semester, be a mom, homeschool Leah, who's ADHD, get Layla through high school because it's her senior year, be a wife, be a friend, be a daughter, be a leader. How am I going to do all this shit? How the fuck am I going to do it? And a lot of you guys ask, how do you do it? And I'm just going to be honest with you. I cut the bullshit out. I don't waste my time. I don't spend my time where I feel like it's not needed. Now, am I perfect? Am I able to plug in everywhere all the time? No, I'm not. I have to pick and choose where I'm spending my energy. And if leaders or team don't want to plug in to Zooms or lives or things I'm doing, then I have to say, you obviously don't care what I have to say. You're plugging in somewhere else. That's cool. I can't worry about it. can't worry about it. I can be there for people when they message me, but I can't be up my team's ass begging them to work. And to be honest with you guys, my team doesn't need me up their ass to begging them to work because most of them know what the fuck they're worth. And they know that they can do this. And they know that I'm going to be there anytime that they have a question. And they know that they have people right beside them that are going to be there. And they know I'm going to show up every single day. They know that when they log on Facebook for the day, they're going to see Amanda. Somewhere, somehow, they're going to see me. And they know that if they needed me for a 3-way chat, all they had to do was shoot me a message. Okay? But some of you guys are lying to yourselves and you're not showing up. And you're setting goals that aren't going to happen because you're not putting in the work. And I think back, and this is where it's going to get probably a little bit of emotional. And then I'll be able to move on. So 4 years ago tomorrow is the day my dad died. And when my dad died, I was in the top 150 of my previous company. I had spent so much time building a team, spending every hour, babying that team. If you were on my previous team, I'm sorry. I just need to let you, I need to say this, okay? My team stopped showing up for me during the hardest time of my life. I'm going to tell you guys something. There's very few people here right now on my team, okay, that were on my team then. In fact, I don't think anybody is, maybe one. But my team stopped showing up for me. While my dad was going through cancer treatments, while my dad was going through dying, okay, I was still doing Zooms. I was still doing lives. I was still doing tips of the day. I was still training people. I was still doing online events, guys. I couldn't even get somebody to fucking cover my online events. But I still showed up. And I'm not blaming my team, okay? I babied them. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I crippled my team. They didn't know what to do. It's not that they didn't care about me. It's not that they didn't want to be there. They just didn't know what to do. They never had that responsibility. So I want to tell you right now that if you want your business to grow, quit waiting on somebody else to do a fucking online event and a live. You go do the fucking live. Are you taking the product? Yep. Okay. You have something to say. Do you have customers? Yep. Okay. Go interview them. Do you have promoters? Yep. Okay. Go interview them. Don't have any of that? Grab a sideline. See, you find an answer. I'm telling you these things, guys, because I sat there and like I said, I was in the top 150 of that company. I put a lot of effort in. My dad would roll around the nursing homes, guys, with a hat with my company's logo, passing out product samples, trying to help me because he knew that I was able to be there with him because of that business. My husband was able to be home because of that business. My dad was able to have his apartment because of my business. We were able to provide the care when I wasn't able to be there because of my business. My kids were able to meet my dad and spend that time with him because of my business. I was able to be there during the time of death by his side because of my business. I want you to think about what it is you really want. And I want to know, like I want to know what it is that you want to accomplish, okay? Because the reality of it is like some of you guys right now, and listen, I want you to understand there's a difference of the people that I'm talking to. There's a difference between where I'm talking. And I need you to understand this because you need to understand the people coming into your business too. There are people that are going to come into your business that don't want to go and don't want to like make an income. Like they don't, guys. Okay. Just real talk. They don't. They want to get their product for free. That's cool. Quit pushing those people out the door. Those people sometimes are your best customer gatherers, the best people that are going to show, but they don't care about building a business and they sure as heck don't care about building your check. So know what your team wants. Know what your people want. They don't want you to bug them about how they weren't on a call. In fact, you're going to straight piss them off if you're hounding them about the things that they're not doing and they constantly feel like they're not good enough because what they're trying to go for, they're doing. They're sharing the product. They don't care about building this massive organization. So listen and find out what it is that they want, okay? I hope everybody on here, because I open this up, I drop the F-bomb a lot. So I need you to understand I'm speaking tonight because I want you to know that this is a pivotal moment. This time of the year is a pivotal moment. I told you about my dad's death, but what I didn't tell you was 3 years prior to that, I was sitting at an event and I made a decision that I was going to get serious about what it was I was doing. Because up till that point, I was making like $300 a month, roughly. And I heard on a stage these people making 5 figures a month that were working at Walmart previously and on food stamps. And I thought, if they can do it, why can't I? And that's what I want you guys to know right now, is that while you're sitting there, wherever you are in the world right now, this girl right here from West Virginia that grew up in trailers and apartments and that never had a stable footing ground, that didn't go to college right out of high school, that got mixed up in drugs and drank probably too much and ruined her credit score and did everything backwards in life, she's doing it. And she's not making excuses. I didn't know the people, so I found the people. I found ways to get in front of the people that would need what it was that I was doing. So 7 years ago, and you guys, I'm not just talking the talk. When I look back at my timeline, every single year on this day, I am working my fucking business. Excuse my language. Can you say the same? Seriously. When you go back 7 years, in 7 years, and you're still in this industry, I'm just saying, could you say the same? I made a decision 7 years ago that I didn't want to stay where I was. I didn't want my kids, which I had, we had bought a house. My car was repossessed. For those of you guys that don't know my story, we went through really rough times. I was working 6 days a week. I needed a way out. And at that point in time, I decided I need to commit and make a plan. And I need to say, this is what I'm doing. So I made a decision at that point. You guys, I had just started like really utilizing Instagram 7 years ago this month. And I realized that, man, I could reach people. And you guys, we have Instagram now, we have TikTok now, we have like all these different ways that we reach people, right? And a lot of you guys are like, just like spinning your wheels on the same damn people in your town, in your city, in your state, and your friends. And you're like, why are they not wanting to join me? Well, have they ever paid your bills yet? Have they ever done anything yet that was like, had anything to do with you? Like, I mean, the reality of it is I'm not saying like the people that you're around aren't going to, but you guys, you know what? I have an entire hospital right now thriving that most of those people didn't even know me 30 days ago. An entire fucking hospital thriving. Okay. Every day that I went to work these past like 3 out of 4 days, because I worked Thursday night, I worked Saturday, I worked Sunday night. Every single night, somebody said, what is that? How do you do all of this stuff? What is it that you do, Amanda? Oh my God, your live was so inspirational. And I tell them, but I didn't get here by a snap. I got here by building up that resume. Okay. So like I said, 7 years ago, I made a decision that I was going to commit. And I need you to decide this right now. I need you to decide when you're pooping. Yes, I said pooping. That if you really have a goal, you're actually working too. So like while you're scrolling your TikTok or while you're scrolling your Facebook, you are constantly in your brain thinking, how can I connect with people today? How can I make new friends today? How can I inspire people today? How can I entertain people today? How can I reach people? Like, I'm not talking reach people like I need them to buy my product, reach people. I'm talking reach people in their gut to make them fucking believe in themselves. Because I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you stay focused on just only you, it's the worst mistake you can make. My success literally has come from my time focused on helping other people grow. And then my focus time on what it was of actions to help myself grow. So I spent time on, okay, how can I give? And then what do I need to do? All right. So like when I tell you I'm trying to make TikToks, like my friend last night, she used to be on my team. She was like, Amanda, I don't know how you do it. She was just like, you somehow reach people. And I said, it's because I never stop. I just keep going. And she was just like, when most people post something and they give up and they get like a like, I'm like, okay, fuck, it didn't reach anybody. Okay, cool. I don't worry about it. I just do it. I keep on doing it until something sticks. That's why I tell you guys, don't worry about algorithms. Worry about quality. Worry about what it is that's actually on your heart and quit trying to just please everybody. Start focusing on what it is that you actually feel and that you actually want to accomplish. And then what can you help other people accomplish? Let me go back to this whole thing about my dad. So after my dad passed away, my business crumbled. And some of you guys have heard this story before. My team was like cross-recruited. My team kind of quit showing up. I had leadership retreats scheduled, money that I really didn't have to spend. I still spent on a leadership retreat that supposed to have 26 people come. 5 came. 5 came after I asked if we should change it around or not, because I could really use that money right now to pay for my dad's funeral and my taxes, you know. No. Couldn't even get the respect of that, okay? That people couldn't make it up until the last minute. So disrespectful. Don't be that person. Regardless, I loved my team and I didn't want to leave them, but I had to make a decision for my family, and my decision was to go back to work full time. So I did. And it was probably the most humbling experience I've ever had in my life. And you guys have heard me talk about this before. And I was in the hospital that I'm in right now, but it was like owned by different people. And it was just, everybody had seen me retire. Some of you guys would have quit then. You would have quit. You would have said, no way, I'm not doing this. This industry's not for me. I'm not going to do it. You ever see that gold mine where somebody's like hitting it and they're like, you're so close to having that breakthrough, right? You're about ready to hit that gold. Then people quit hammering. They quit hammering. So I kept on pushing. I kept on pushing. Then Jamie Pecca messaged me a couple months later. I was like, you know what? You need to check this out. Guys, I think about what I would have done if that decision to just jump on this would have never happened. I was so broken, but I had the work ethic. I didn't want to stay where I was. That I, again, made the decision. I was either going to do this or I was going to use the excuse, I've got to work, I've got to do this. Like I didn't have a team that was following me. My team, I just told you, wasn't really working. And those that were, they were discouraged too. They were so discouraged because everything they had worked for had just crumbled. Because honestly, guys, like I crippled them because I was the one doing all this stuff. I was the one doing the Zooms. I was the one doing the calls. I was the one doing the lives. I was the one doing the tips. I was the one posting every day. I was the one that was doing the online events, that was bringing in their customers. I never taught them to do it. So when I decided I was going to do this business, this company, I decided that I wasn't going to be that leader anymore. I was going to show up. I was going to lead by example. But what does that mean, lead by example? That does not mean being on everything every day, all day, and just looking like you're showing up. That doesn't mean being the number one recruiter in the company. That doesn't mean that you're the number one enroller. That doesn't mean that you're a 200K. Let me put it that way. Because some of you guys right now are on here and you're like, well, I don't even have a team. Okay, well, neither did I. I had to meet those people. I had to grow into the person that could lead those people. You see, I'm not too big for my britches. If there's a leadership call, I'm on it. If there's a call when I'm not working, I'm on it. If there's an opportunity to share my story or to hear somebody else's story, I'm on it. Do I take time off? Yeah. Am I going to rearrange my goals because I want to be a good leader? Fuck no. And neither should you. You see, I am on a mission to prove that I can be a nurse, I can be a student, I can be a mom, I can be a friend, and I can be one hell of a freaking boss, okay? And by boss, I don't mean like boss in my team. I mean like I can be a fucking badass, all right? And I can lead an organization, and I can inspire the masses, and I can teach people on social media, even if they're never going to be in my team. I can show them something every single day to help them grow. I can show them that if they have a dream, they can absolutely achieve it. You see, it's not about who's going to make me the next dollar. It's about who I can help change their life, who I can help inspire that grew up in that house that never thought that they would ever have a home of their own that their children could grow up in. When I drove by our Union Mission today, my daughters were in the car with me, and we were coming back from the eye doctor. Very privileged to say, like, you know, I'm able to go to the eye doctor and fork out $1,200 today on eye exams, getting contacts and glasses for both my girls. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know what the fuck I would have done many years ago. I don't know what many of you guys are doing right now and how you're making that work. Like, I guarantee that you're not. And you're stressing and you're worried and you're upset and you're crying and you're going to bed at night wondering, how am I going to do this? Like, I can remember a time when my daughter, my youngest daughter, or my oldest daughter, who is now a senior in high school, she was in 4th grade. Today was a memory popped up on my timeline of her first day of her senior year, or her first day of the last day of elementary school, which was 4th grade. And I remember in 4th grade, I couldn't afford her lunch bill. And they wouldn't let her get lunch. And she had to pack her lunch every day. And there's some of you guys on here right now that are there, that are right where I'm at, where I was. And I want to tell you, instead of focusing on becoming a 200K, to focus on how you're going to pay that kid's lunch bill. I want to tell you that and I want to tell you not just your kid's lunch bill, but how many other parents' lunch bill. When I drove past the Union Mission, let me get back to that. When I drove past the Union Mission today, I saw all these people outside, and I saw these people, and I thought, why don't they want better? What happened in their life that broke them, that made them feel not worthy? Why are they okay with being there? Why are they okay with staying there? Some of them are drugs. Some of them are mental illness. A lot of them are mental illness. And we have to learn not to judge, okay? Because there's people that are on your team right now that are struggling massively. I can honestly tell you, I'm probably in the best mental headspace that I've been in. I battle anxiety very bad, guys, very, very bad. And some days it's crippling where I can't breathe. But I know I can't stay there. Like, even though I might have an episode and today I bawled. I sat in front of my mirror. I was bald, and I took a picture of it. And some of you guys are like, that's weird as fuck. No, it's not. Because I took a picture of it, wiped my face off. I got my shit together and I took my kids to the eye doctor. And then I made a TikTok about getting my kids and leveling them up, getting new contacts and getting new glasses. I didn't mention my business, but I tell you why I did that. I cried because I'm grieving. I cried because life's heavy right now. I cried because I knew that tonight I was going to need to pull my shit together and I was going to need to bring it for you all. I want you guys to realize, like, you have the ability to set a goal for yourself and you have ability to reach whatever it is that you want. There's people out there that need this. There's people that I told you at the beginning of the Zoom that you're going to want to reach that are just going to want to thrive for free. Fine. Find those people. Okay. Help them. First, they should be customers first. They shouldn't even be promoters if they're not really interested in working in business, but sometimes they're going to be. All right. Sometimes they're going to be. Find those people that need the groceries every week, that want to get healthy, that can't afford to buy healthy food, which that's bullshit. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's bullshit. It's what you choose. I eat yogurt almost every single day. And I can tell you, if you added up my bill for the groceries, I spent a hell of a lot more on chips and dip and garbage than I did on healthy foods in proper portions. So if you're lying to yourself right now about healthy food, I want you to stop that shit right now. Okay. I also want to tell you this. This was my 2020 vision board. I showed this a couple weeks ago. I have crossed off almost everything on my vision board this year because A, I set realistic goals. B, I worked towards them as a plan. You notice one of my things is keep my husband alive. That's realistic. I have two big goals to focus on over the end of this year. Those two big goals, one of them makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit. It's pay $20,000 down in my student loans. Some of you guys are like, what the fuck, before the end of the year? I don't know how that's going to happen, but if I focus on it, I can work towards it intentionally, right? I can say, oh, don't look at it as $20,000. Look at it as in September, I need to come up with $5,000 somehow. In October, I need to come up with $5,000. In November, I need to come up with $5,000. In December, I need to come up with $5,000. What does that break down to? $1,250 a week. That sounds a little bit more realistic. Some of you guys are like, yeah, that's a little bit ridiculous, Amanda. Well, you know what? Why not? I'm working now as a nurse. Why can't I put some of that money towards that? I can. It's an excuse not to, right? I can. So that's realistic. Another one of my goals, and this is going to help me get my customers, okay? This is one, like that one's going to help me get my promoters. You see? This is what a big focus. It's a financial goal. It's going to help me get my promoters. This one is going to help me get promoters and customers. Do you guys see what that is? It says 165. Okay? That is my goal weight. 165. I was 190 a couple of days ago. So that means I have to lose 25 pounds to get my goal weight. I'm telling you this because I want you to understand how you're going to break down your goals, okay? I have told myself my entire life that I would look sick if I was 165. I have told myself my entire life, and I've had people that have tried to encourage me to lose weight, but then told me I was like losing weight too fast, or like I lost too much weight, or I was going to look too skinny, or I was going to look sick. You know what that does to a person's head? It makes you feel like you're not worthy of something, okay? And I want you to understand this. I am so fucking worthy of being healthy. It is a lie that I will look sickly if I'm eating right and I am taking vitamins and I am exercising. I want each one of you guys to really break down your goals and really write it down. Like, what is it that you want? I'm not talking about the superficial bullshit stuff you think people want to hear. I'm talking about that real gut check of, man, you grew up and let's say your parents fought all the time and you're seeing a cycle in your own family. And you're over it. Done. So guess what? You're going to stop that shit. You're going to put a stop to it and you're going to put your foot down and say, you know what? I'm going to start changing it from here on out. I'm going to not tolerate it. It's not going to happen overnight. You're going to fall back into old habits. You're going to allow stuff. You're going to feel defeated. You're going to have to start back over the next day. It's going to happen. Some of you guys are in some toxic marriages, you're toxic relationships, you have toxic friendships. It's okay. Start addressing it. Start addressing it. Quit fearing it. I can be honest and tell you I'm doing that, with certain things in my life. I'm starting to address friendships, relationships, who I am. People aren't going to be comfortable about that. But in order to grow, in order to get where you want to get to, you have to address them. You need to get a game plan for your business, though. You need to set that in stone of what it is you need. For me, back then, 7 years ago, I just wanted to be able to spend more time with my kids. I wanted to eventually be able to give up that part-time job and just go to my full-time job. Like I didn't even have it in my vision I would ever be able to stay home. I just want to be able to cut back my hours so I could spend more time with my kids, my husband, my friends, my family. Once I accomplished that, I started checking off the next. I had to get real, though. Instead of spending time watching TV and movies, I had to do power hours. I had to say, how am I going to reach new people today? What actions do I need to do? I would sit there and I would do power hours. And guess what, guys? I would post and post and post. And this was on Instagram. I would friend people. I would follow people. I would comment on people's stuff. I would Google, how do I reach new people? I would try things that I didn't know was going to work or they weren't. I did like stupid stuff too. I did like follow ladder. I did everything that you shouldn't do, but at the same time you should, because it's a trial and error to figure out what's going to work for you. Some of you guys aren't trying those things because you're like, somebody told you along the lines it didn't work. Well, you know what? Somebody told you along the lines that this business didn't work, and I'm here to tell you that it does. There's a lot of people on here right now that are here to tell you that it does. There's always going to somebody tell you that you can't do something or that somebody else couldn't do something. Okay? You have to quit lying to yourself. Your excuses are what's holding you back. Your excuses are what's holding you back. Your ability to not set goals and to discipline yourself is what's holding you back. It's not your husband. Sorry. I don't care how much of a douchebag he is. It's not your husband that's holding you back. You're the one who's choosing to stay with him. Okay? Sorry. That's on you. Quit blaming him. He might be a narcissistic dick. It's on you. You're staying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that pisses somebody off. It's true. And that sucks. I'm sorry if you're there. I love you. I'm sorry. Like, if you're in an abusive relationship, I'm really sorry. But I have to tell you this. In order for you to be able to leave that abusive relationship, you have to realize, like, you're the only one that can walk out that door. You're the only one that can say, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to let my kids see this anymore. I'm not going to live like this anymore. And it might be hard. You might have to go live in a shelter. You might have to do this. Okay. And listen, I've never been there, but I have taken care of patients that have. I've had friends that have. Same thing. If you're a drug addict, you guys, I wish I could tell you how many people I see coming into our ER right now. Like, I cannot believe the amount that this is getting. Okay. But you're going to have to hit rock bottom at some point. And when you're having that moment of sobriety, I hope that you're strong enough to say, I am worth it. And I can't continue like this. And I want you to go out and you don't have to know all the answers, but find people that inspire you, that have been there, that have done it, that have recovered. All you have to do is search the hashtag #WeDoRecover. You're going to find people that do. Okay? You have to be intentional about that shit. Your kids are living in an abusive household. If you're tolerating, you're just as guilty. Hear that again. If you're tolerating it, you're just as guilty. I'm not saying that it's okay. Okay, so please know that. I'm saying that you're going to hit your breaking point. And I want you to know that this team will be there to help you. They will be there to cheer you on. They will be there to lift you up. They will be there to say, you know what, let's set a goal. Let's show up. What do we have to do? Get on a Zoom? What's a Zoom going to do? Some of you guys are in that headspace. You're like, what's a Zoom going to do? What a Zoom is going to do is there's going to be something on there that's going to say, man, thanks for calling me out. Holy crap, she did that. Well, I'm not getting a schedule together every single day. I'm not messaging 15 people or 20 people. The bigger the goal, the bigger the work. Okay. So set a small goal, get yourself consistent, showing up every day. There's things that I'm slacking on right now. I've got to get a new schedule because school just started again today. I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God. Stacy messaged me this morning and was like, Amanda, if you want, we can find 2 people to take over. I know that you're overwhelmed. You know, you just worked last night. You only slept like 2 hours. I know that tomorrow is a really hard day for you. I said, no, I've got this. I've got this because I could make every excuse in the book, but I'm like, you know what? Like, I want to show you all that, like, I can run this business. I can work as a nurse. I can help people. I can be a student. I can go to school full time. I can be a mom and I can teach my kids. I just have to prioritize that time. And you know what I can also do? I can take care of myself. I can schedule in Amanda goes to the gym at 9 a.m. I can schedule in Amanda eats 1,200 calories a day. I can schedule in Amanda needs to get this much water in every single day. Amanda can take time for herself while she's helping other people, while she's building a business, while she's being a student. I just have to be disciplined about my days. And I can take a day off, but I have to earn it. And I want that to be something that you guys decide that you're going to do. So, okay, fast forward to that first year that I started in this industry. Guess what? Computer systems were shutting down in that business. I kept on working. My team kept on growing. Fast forward to me joining Lavelle, my team taking off. Okay, great. Wonderful. 2018 hits. Guess what, guys? I lost a 200K, multiple 80Ks. I felt like I was punched in the gut. I thought, holy crap. And here's what I'm going to tell you about that business. In that leg alone, they're doing well over $1 million a month now. In that leg alone, there's multiple 12 or 200Ks, multiple, like 6 or something crazy. We kept working when other people quit. So I want you to realize you have to make the decision to set that goal, set that tone, set that expectation of what it is that you're going to do. That is what leading by example is. It's not being the top rank of the company. It's not being everywhere and being everybody's beck and call. It is saying, this is my goal and this is what I'm working on. And these are my non-negotiables. I'm going to get on a Zoom because I don't have to work tonight. I don't have a kid's game tonight. I don't have homework. I'm prioritizing this time as important for my business. And then you're going to get off of that Zoom and you're going to say, all right, I'm going to apply. She said she's messaging 10 a day. I want to up that and I'm going to message 20 a day. What does 20 messages sound like to you? Holy crap, girl. I just want to tell you that last weekend, your pictures, you looked amazing in that dress that you were wearing. And I just wanted to shoot you that. I said this on a private call the other day with somebody. I said, why not you do a compliment challenge? And you say, you know what? Quarantine's hard on people. I just want to send 5 positive affirmations to 5 people a day. And I want them to know that I'm challenging myself the remainder of the year to message 5 people a day these 5 positive affirmations. I want you to imagine what it would be like if you randomly got a message from somebody that said, I am worthy, or you are worthy, you are beautiful, you are strong, you are courageous, and you could do anything. Why not take the initiative to be the one that starts that? And then maybe you decide that you're going to challenge your friends to do the same. Imagine the ripple effect that would happen. You think you could message people if you told them that? I bet you could. I bet you wouldn't feel so scummy messaging somebody that, would you? No, you'd feel like, man, did a good deed. What about telling them happy birthday? That counts as a message. I didn't tell you need to message people and say, hey, you want to try my Thrive? Listen, if you're working your business and you're wearing your product and you're sharing your results and you're sharing your testimony, people are going to ask you what it is you're doing, because you're going to blow them away by your results. You're going to blow them away by your before and afters. You're going to blow them away by your celebration, your uplifting post, your inspiration, your drive, your tenacity. That is what, you guys, people don't care what you have to say. They want to see it. They want to believe it. They want to know. I grew up with my dad. Like, he's like, listen, my dad was like my number one cheerleader, but he was like so full of shit. So I learned at a very young age, seeing is believing. Not telling. Seeing is believing. So when people like, and listen, you're going to have people tell you there's a million different ways to get to the beach. Okay. So what works for one may not work for all. So you keep on trying until you find what is. I see Cindy saying, I love sending birthday songs. I hate sending birthday songs. Doesn't mean it doesn't work. I hate it. So I felt really awkward. But a lot of people don't like doing TikToks. And I'm like, yeah, bitches, I'm on. Let's do it. I will look like an ass all day long. It's cool. I like that stuff. Mainly because I like sometimes being an asshole and having fun with it and just having a good time. But sometimes I also like to use music through my, like, that inspires me. And I just, anyways, TikTok's just like a whole nother ball game, right? And I post stuff randomly sometimes to see like what's going to help and what's not. And sometimes I hit a gold mine and sometimes I hit like, nobody, crickets. Imagine what that would do to my ego if I actually gave a shit and thought that like everything I had to say was like gold. It's not. There's so many leaders in this industry that do things different. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about every single leader or person. And I'm not talking about just in Lavelle. I'm talking about like anybody that you see that's like killing it right now in your life, that you see, that you follow. And if you're not following people that are killing it and you're just following people that are bitching, complaining about unemployment and bitching and complaining about shit they can't change, and that's all you're seeing on your timeline, you need to start snoozing those motherfuckers. Okay? You need to get yourself a new circle. It's true. You are like the 5 people that you hang around the most. Pick those 5 very carefully. Who are you allowing to inspire you? And listen, I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I offend people daily, I'm sure of it, because of my mouth. Like, they're like, she needs to go read the Bible and she needs to like shut it. Let me tell you, you can read the Bible and still cuss. I'm still a good person. Okay? But I'm saying there's people that are going to judge me. That's cool. I'm not that person's tea. I'm not trying to be. I'm just trying to reach whoever I can. And you know, there's some people that say, this messed with me for a long time. You're trying to reach everyone, you're trying to reach no one. I think that's bullshit. I call bullshit on that card. The reason I call bullshit on that card is because I feel like I can reach anyone. I feel like there's something that I have to share that can help someone. And if I keep it to myself, and like I totally overshare, totally overshare. If I keep it to myself, then I have it in my mind that I'm selfish. That if what I have or what I've been through or what I'm doing can help even one person, then it's worth sharing. And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about owning your journey, owning your process. Are you messaging people? Are you talking to people? Are you working on ways every day to grow your relationships? Like I can tell you, like for me, hit the Google button, guys. Hit Google. Say, how do I meet new friends? How do I grow on social media? How do I reach new people on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever platform you mainly use? Choose one and get consistent on it and then grow from there. Like my most consistent platform, hands down, is Facebook. Hands down. It's the one that I'm interacting the most with. It's the one I post most consistently with. It's the one. So that is my main focus. Any other platform is a bonus of me trying to reach people. But when it comes down to it, where am I attracting most of my promoters? Facebook. So what am I going to utilize TikTok and Instagram for? Well, if I connect with people, I'm going to get them on over to my Facebook. There's a big tip for you there. If you know that you're doing lives mainly on Facebook, then you want to get those people onto Facebook, right? So right now, if you're somebody that's like, I'm working TikTok, I'm working Instagram, okay, try to move some of those people that you're talking to on over. How can you do that? You do polls whenever you know there's a live event happening. Write this down because this shit's like, listen, if you see there's a live event happening, you put a poll up. Who would like a chance at opportunity for X, Y, and Z tonight? Okay, could you use some extra money? Could you do this? Whatever, you just put that poll out. Then those people you tell them, listen, shoot me a friend request here on Facebook. I'll add you, and then I'll invite you to this event tonight. You guys, I cannot tell you how many people that I pulled from Instagram back in the early days when Instagram didn't even have we didn't even have Messenger. Like people had to text us, like our cell phones, and like use the Kick app, which is like, don't do that now. But I'm just saying, like it's every time I download that, I get like a dick pic. So don't do that now, okay? It's a weird app, okay? So for real, you want to get people on over to whatever platform it is that you're mainly growing on. If you're somebody that's growing mainly on Instagram, great. Stay with it. Stay with it. Don't move on over to Facebook because I'm sitting here telling you I grow mainly on Facebook. You're growing on you're growing on Instagram, do that. You're growing on TikTok, you're signing customers, whatever it is you're doing, share that shit. I'd like to have you as a guest because we'd like to know. I mean, I'm learning every day here and there. I'm adding a lot of people from TikTok onto my Facebook and my Instagram, though. They're adding me, I should say. And I'm adding them when I see, But my point is get those things. I think it's an age thing. So I don't know what the age thing is. I don't know what that is, but I'll call bullshit on age stuff too because I have promoters that are older, and I have promoters that are just out of high school. All Facebook versus Instagram. Well, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because I'm 40. And I can tell you that some of the people that I follow mostly on Instagram are people that are older, that are my age, and a lot on TikTok too. And it really just matters who you're following, what inspires you. So I don't really think so. I think that it's like it's an age thing if you're trying to keep up with just the kids that are younger, or that you're trying to follow these people and trying to do things that are like them, but that's nothing like you. So I guess really it kind of comes with your alignment of who it is that you're trying to network to and be to. For me, I learned a long time ago, it's not a matter of who I can get in front of, and just with my product, it's who's going to relate to me. So if I'm not putting out something that is relatable to them, they're not going to want to follow me.
no matter how good my product is, they're not going to trust me. They're not going to have anything in common with me. They're not going to want to reach out to me. They're more likely to reach out to somebody that, like, okay, for like moms of boys, just being real. I don't relate. Like, I wish I did, because there's a lot of boy moms out there, right? But if that was my target, I would like miss big time. If I was just trying to target like boy moms, like that wouldn't, moms of 2, moms of 3, you know, whatever, like I could target those people. But just targeting like boy moms, like I would never use that hashtag unless I was like using something that related to, you know, like a funny post or something that had to do with boys that I know nothing about. Then somebody that was a boy mom might relate to that. But for the most part, I'm a girl mom. Like, I've got 2 girls. So I'm going out here. It's like, you can't expect to reach a group of people. Like, you're not going to expect to get makeup artists if you like show up every day and like don't do your makeup. Why would that makeup artist follow you? You have nothing for them. You could be trying to attract them and sell them your product, but why would they follow you if you like don't do anything like that, or you don't post anything like that? They're just not going to. So you got to get your in on how you're going to relate to somebody, right? So you can Google that stuff, you can YouTube that stuff, all of that. So we got like 8 minutes left, and I'm really sorry I've kind of been all over the place, but I really hope that there's some things that I want you guys to take away from this tonight, is that over the next 4 months, and I say 4 months because we've got a half of this month and we've got September, October, November, December. The last quarter of the year is really tough, and it's going to be really based off of what it is that you're doing right now. And I always like to say, your 30 to 60 day window of whatever you were doing the 30 to 60 days before that is what you're going to be signing and what you're going to be enrolling, the people that you're going to be attracting. So you got to work on the you right now, as we're finishing up summer. Some of you guys need to get real. You need to get a calendar out. You need to separate your time. You need a time block. I only have an hour a day to work my business. That hour might be broke up into 15-minute increments. Okay. I'm just saying, like, I work my business from the time I get up to the time I go to bed in like multiple, like 15-minute increments. Quit spending time on the people that are not working their business. Quit spending time on the customers that are ghosting you nonstop. Go get new customers. Follow up and then move on. Shoot the message. They don't reply. You keep moving. Quit sitting there like, well, I've messaged her 5 times and she's not messaged me back. She said she was going to join. Last day of the month, so-and-so said she was ordering. So-and-so didn't order and you miss your goal and you're blaming so-and-so. Your ass should have been getting new people instead of waiting on so-and-so. Really. It's not so-and-so's job to get you your goal. It's your job to keep going and never wait for somebody else. Your team is going to quit on you. Let's be honest. Your customers are going to quit ordering. Your kids are going to get sick. Somebody might get laid off. There might be some deaths, some illnesses. There's all that stuff that's going to be happening. I mean, I don't even know what to predict right now about coronavirus. Like, I'm working like in the midst of it, and I'm like, I hate these stupid fucking masks, excuse my language. But I'm like, God, can we just like move on past this already? Like, I'm over it. And the reality of it is like, we can't yet. We don't know what's happening, you know? It is what it is. It sucks, but I gotta suck it up, put the mask on and go. I just bitch and then keep on moving. I want you guys to know, like, we're all in this together though. Like, we're all going through this together. We're all like, this is traumatic times. Like, this is like anxiety times, but you have a solution for people and you have a solution for yourself. So set your goal, get focused, know that you're going to be hit. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to be boohooing. I'm going to be posting. I'm going to be crying. I'm probably going to go live at some point in time. It's going to be a really hard day. I have a live that I did 15 minutes, 14 minutes before my dad passed away that I was doing at bedside, guys. Bedside. I didn't do that shit for business. I didn't do that to get customers or promoters. I did that because I had a message that I wanted to tell people about my dad. I did that because I wanted to share with people what I was going through at that moment. People had their opinions, I'm sure. I didn't give a shit. I was doing what felt right to me. But when that video comes on tomorrow, I'm going to cry. I'm going to be remembering how he fought until he couldn't fight anymore. And that's the example that I want to always teach my children, is that you keep on fighting until you can't anymore. Right? And you can't anymore. You can't cop out. You can't cop out, and you can't blame somebody else or put the reason why you can't anymore on anybody else. I'm talking like until you either quit, and you got to own that. If you're going to quit, you've got to own it. It's not the business, it's you. Okay? Even with my last company, just being real, I have no hard feelings about that last company. Okay? No ill feelings. I just had a lot of like personal reasons that I needed to take a step away. Did I agree with everything they're doing? No, I didn't. But I have no ill feelings. I'm where I am now because of that company. When I walked away and I joined Lavelle, real talk, guys, I could have failed. And I did quit that company. It's just real talk. I did quit. I made the choice to say, I give up. And then I took the risk of whether I was going to succeed or fail after that. So I made the choice of risking it all in order to go forward. And sometimes you have to make that choice too. You have to say, you know what? Am I going to quit my excuses and I'm going to go forward, or what? Like, what am I going to do here? I'm at this crossroads. I can't pay my water bill. I'm sitting on my ass right now, watching TV, smoking fucking weed, drinking my alcohol, going out and partying. I'm fucking not able to pay my goddamn electric bill. Well, bitch, own it. Make a choice. And that's what I have to tell you tonight. Own it. Okay? You can keep on whining and complaining. You can keep on saying all the things that you're not doing, but you need to look at your actions. You need to look at it, what you're doing every day. You have to make the decision. Like, are you going to show up or not? Are you going to make those goals and put in the effort and walk the walk? Or are you going to just talk? Because you're going to lose a lot of respect if you just keep on talking. All right? A lot of respect. If you keep on talking, you quit learning. You don't do things. I always say, the nurse that says they know it all is the scariest fucking nurse in the hospital. Okay? The nurse that asks a million questions, that's the nurse I want all day long. Same thing when it comes to this business. If you ever meet a leader that isn't willing to learn, that isn't plugging in, that never shows up on calls, that never does anything, I'd stop admiring that leader. I can tell you, I don't admire people that never show up for shit. I don't want to learn from them. What are they going to teach me? To sit back and have a good time? That's not cool. I want people that are showing me their actions and what it is that they're doing to push other people forward. Okay? So make that decision. Make that goal list. Say, what are my actions? Where are these people that are having success? What is it that they want to do? Emulate. Courtney Glazier put up a post, and it was something about find somebody doing what it is that you want to do, and then go do it. Like you can't follow that person and just sit there and admire without you starting to put those actions in. Okay? And that's such real talk. I think about the people that I was following when I wanted to find success. It wasn't my uplines 7 years ago. They weren't the ones going on Instagram and YouTube and Googling and looking up the shit. It was me that decided that I wanted to pass those bitches, and I did. So guess what? Quit worrying about your upline and go past those bitches. Okay? Start saying, you know, I'm going to show up every day. I'm going to do more. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to find people that inspire me, and then I'm going to do it. Okay? So go on YouTube, go on Google, go on Instagram, go on TikTok, get yourself a game plan, and then get to work. Set your goals, cross your goals off. And you guys, we have the resources. Okay? We have the resources, that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever it is. The bigger the goal, quadruple it. Quadruple it again. More people you got to reach, okay? So it's 10:01. I'm going to let you guys go. I've got business to take care of still, and I've got to write in my own schedule for my week because I haven't even looked at all my assignments. I'll get this replay up by tomorrow. I hope everybody has a great evening. I'm sorry I dropped the F-bomb. I just want you guys to know from my heart and soul, your excuses can't lay here anymore, okay? So bye, guys. Everybody have a good night.